Morning! Are you having a good day? Hey guys, welcome to a cosy weekend in the English countryside, just an hour outside of busy London. We stayed at the Pig Hotel in Brockenhurst, and I couldn't have better things to say about it. In particular, the gorgeous lounge areas with cozy sofas, lit fires and sweet treats. They light the fires even in the morning, and there is just something so special about enjoying your morning coffee by the fire before you head out on a cold, frosty walk. The grounds of the Pig Hotel itself are absolutely beautiful, and one of the coolest things about this hotel is that they pride themselves on using mostly local produce, and they have this incredible kitchen garden which, whether you're a guest or you're just popping in for lunch, you can go and visit. And honestly, it was amazing to see all of the vegetables that were growing pretty well considering how frosty and cold it was. They've also normally got pigs and sheep on site, which would have been so fun to see, but because it was so cold, they were being kept out of the cold weather in some barns nearby. So we didn't get to see the pigs and the sheep, but honestly, the grounds here before we even went on our walk are just so stunning. My sister actually lives not too far from the New Forest, so I have been a couple of times, but it was Cameron's first time, so we wanted to spend as much time outside as we possibly could. Easily one of the most incredible things about the New Forest is how incredibly diverse some of the landscape is. Obviously, there is lots of forestry, but even amongst the forestry, the trees are completely different in different areas of the forest you go to. There's lakes, there's big open fields. It's just a truly, truly stunning part of the world. And what we absolutely loved was how easily marked and signposted so many of the walks were. As you can see, there were loads of really big, flat, clear paths for you to follow. And they all took you on different lengths of walks, which was really nice. So if you wanted to do a proper long 10-mile walk, you could do that. If you only wanted to go for a couple of miles, that was fine too. So we kind of picked the number of hours that we wanted to be out for, and then chose a loop that worked for us. And it was just absolutely perfect. After an incredible day out in the forest, we came back to our room. Our room was located in the stable yard, and it was just so pretty. One of the things that really took me surprise about this hotel was how unique all of the rooms are. We were actually staying in the tack room, and I would really recommend it. I actually called ahead to request this room because I saw somebody else staying here on Instagram, and it just looked so perfect. So this room is built in an old stables, and it's where all the Queen's horses actually used to be held, and this was an actual tack room. You can see there's loads of the original features in here. The huge 4-poster bed was so comfy, and we even were left a free bottle of wine because we were there for Cameron's birthday. But this huge clawfoot tub was the real winner. I mean, absolutely stunning. They also had loads of their own really gorgeous products. And I have to be honest, even the toilet was this lovely country style WC. And the whole thing just gave you such a vibe of cozy and homeliness, with loads of little touches that just made all the difference. So you had little umbrellas in case it rained. They also had free welly boots that you could use if you wanted to. Each room also has a little pantry, and in the pantry there are some of the snacks on the list that are free. So there were 2 chocolate bars and a couple of other snacky bits that we could take with us on our walks, which was just such a lovely touch. We were only here for a couple of nights, but goodness me, I could have stayed in this room for so much longer. Hello from the pig, guys. Oh my god, it's so cute here. We've just been on the nicest walk, and we're now heading back to the lounge, and we're gonna have some tea and some snacks, and to be honest, just roll into the evening and then have some wine before we head out for dinner. So it's literally just lovely. You can see the weather here is absolutely gorgeous. We're just having the best time. first night, we stayed at the hotel and ate at the Pig's 25-mile restaurant. It is such a cool concept, and essentially they try and source all of the ingredients for their meals from within 25 miles of the hotel. So most of it they grow in their kitchen garden, which does mean that each night the menu is quite variable and they only have so much of each of the items on the menu. But personally, I absolutely loved that. I had this incredible apple crumble for dessert, and probably apple crumble is up there with my top desserts ever, and this one was phenomenal. And then after dinner, it was back to the lounge areas to sink into a very comfy sofa and enjoy a bottle of wine. These lounge areas are honestly so special. We had to really do everything in our power to not let ourselves just sit in here. The entire weekend, these lovely lounge areas wrap around the perimeter of the restaurant and the reception area. So there really is enough seating for everyone, and it really does feel like a home from home. One of the most famous things about the New Forest is the wild ponies, pigs and sheep that wander through the villages and towns. The ponies are definitely the cutest in my opinion, and so on our second day we set off to find them. They don't stay in the dense forest as much, so we were heading to green open spaces to try and find them, and boy did we. We couldn't believe how completely chilled and relaxed they are. You can get so close. Some of them do actually pester you a little bit to feed them. We didn't have anything to give them, unfortunately, but it was just really cool to be able to hang out with some wild ponies and horses for an afternoon. And then it was back to our very favourite place, the lounge by the fire. We had a front row seat this afternoon with some drinks before finally heading back to our room, because I was desperate to try out the gorgeous clawfoot tub. And oh my goodness, was it amazing. I don't know if I have ever felt so relaxed. For our second night, we headed to Limewood Hotel, to their Italian restaurant, which is actually that of Angela Harnett. And oh my goodness, was the food incredible. I didn't even get any footage of the pasta because I just devoured it so quickly. But I can't deny this dessert also deserved all the limelight because it was 10 out of 10. Everything else at this hotel, the breakfast is really special. You eat in what feels like a big, lovely greenhouse. You have all the options you could want, but the very cutest bit is definitely the boiled egg section. You take a little timer back to your table and you can choose how hard or soft you want your eggs. I was also such a sucker for their bakery section. They had fresh bread and pastries every morning, and I can't think of a better way to start my day. We, of course, couldn't resist one final opportunity to sit by the fire and enjoy a pot of tea before we very sadly checked out, before we head off for our final day of exploring. For our final adventure, we headed to Buckler's Hard, used to be a thriving shipbuilding village. It is really quaint and beautiful. It's right on the water, and they have this really lovely maritime museum. They also have lots of boats they are still working on. It's still a working dock. So we decided to head off for a walk and enjoy the water and the surrounding forests one last time. still here, it felt incredibly peaceful and honestly a little bit like stepping back in time. We then head for an obligatory Sunday roast lunch at a really lovely local pub before getting back in the car and heading back to London. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you so much, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.